Alright, it's important that I make this video because I was watching a video made by Zakir Naik talking about John 10:30, where Jesus said, "I and the Father are one," because someone had brought it up to him, and he said, that's a very good question, the usual. He answered it. He said we have to look at the context, starting in verse 23, the Gospel of John, chapter 10. It says, "And Jesus walked in the temple in Solomon's porch, and then the Jews surrounded him and said to him, 'How long do you keep us in doubt? If you are the Christ, tell us plainly.' Jesus answered them, 'I told you, and you do not believe. The works that I do in my Father's name, they bear witness of me.'" All right, so from this, we can conclude that they were expecting him to answer plainly, "Are you the Christ or not?" No, it's just that the Christ, they didn't view it as being God. They didn't view being Christ and being God, the Messiah, and being God as the same thing. That's evident from how Muslims also call Jesus Al-Masih. In the Quran, they call Jesus Al-Masih, which means the Messiah. So the Messiah is not a divine term, but Jesus was the Messiah, and also God from Christian understanding. All right. It goes on in verse 26. "But you do not believe because you are not of my sheep, as I said to you. My sheep hear my voice, and I know them, and they follow me, and I give them eternal life, and they shall never perish. Neither shall anyone snatch them out of my hand. My Father, who has given them to me, is greater than all, and no one is able to snatch them out of my Father's hand. I and my Father are one." All right, so that's the Christian claim that Jesus claimed to be God in John 10:30, when Jesus said, "I and the Father are one." We got to read the next few verses, though. It says in verse 31, "Then the Jews took up stones against him to stone him. Jesus answered, 'Many good works I have shown you from my Father. For which one of these good works do you stone me?' The Jews answered him, saying, 'For a good work we do not stone you, but for blasphemy, because you, a mere man, make yourself God.'" In verse 33, it's important to acknowledge the Jews around him, they viewed that as blasphemy when Jesus said, "I and the Father are one," because they said, "And because you, a mere man, make yourself God." If Jesus had claimed to be the Messiah, then they probably wouldn't have had a problem with that. But it's not the fact that he called himself the Messiah and only a Messiah, as Dr. Zakir Naik is trying to play it out. But it's the fact that he claimed to be more than just the Messiah. He claimed to be the Messiah, yes, but he also claimed to be God. And this is evident from how the Jewish people around him reacted, saying, "We do not stone you for any good work, but for blasphemy, because you, a mere man, make yourself God." So Jesus made himself God, at least from the standpoint of the Jews around him. But Dr. Zakir Naik, he pointed out, John 17, verse 31, it says, that they make me one as you, my Father, are in me, and I in you. So he was trying to play it off like Jesus in that John 17, he was just talking about being one with God is one. I mean, as Jesus was with the disciples. But no, from this, it clearly shows Jesus said, "I and the Father are one." He intended for that to be interpreted as him claiming to be God, and it's obvious because, the Jewish people around him, they interpret it as that. So shouldn't Jesus had rebuked him, the Jews, for saying that he claimed to be God? No, he didn't, because that's exactly what he did. He claimed to be God. There's many other instances of Jesus claiming to be God, or other parts of the Gospels claiming Jesus is God, or other parts of the epistles of the apostles that claim that Jesus is God. But, with Dr. Zakir Naik, he's obviously a smart man. I've heard he's memorized the entire Quran, the entire Bible, the entirety of the Vedas, all in different languages too. And that's, could be good if you used it for good. But from little things like this, it's obvious to show that he's not in pursuit of truth. He's in pursuit of his own agenda. Now, but it is what it is. We can pray that he comes to his senses and, doesn't end up being deceitful like how he is, because he's very smart. So either he's very smart and he knows he knows what he's saying is wrong, and the context of the verses is what he's saying is wrong, and he's outwardly, purposefully being deceitful, or he's just ignorant of it. Now, knowing as he's memorized the entire Bible, apparently, then you have to go with that first option, that he knows what he's doing and he's being purposefully deceitful.